Hello and welcome to marketing91.com. In this video, we are going to cover the topic on oligopoly market. Introduction to oligopoly. In an oligopolistic market, a small number of firms enjoy a large majority of the market. An oligopoly is similar to a monopoly, with the difference that instead of one firm, two or more firms dominate the market. There is no upper limit to the number of firms in an oligopoly, but the number must be sufficiently low such that the actions of one firm can significantly impact and influence the other firms. Few of the characteristics of oligopoly are: first, few sellers; second, differentiated products; third, entry is possible but difficult; fourth, interdependence; fifth, uncertainty about output and price; and finally, indeterminateness of the demand curve. Moving on to collusive and non-collusive oligopoly. A non-collusive oligopolistic market features a few large firms, entry barriers, non-price competition, product branding, and differentiation and interdependent decision making. The King demand curve model is a good example of the non-collusive oligopoly. Collusion is said to take place when firms work in tandem to reduce market uncertainty. Firms may get involved in price fixing or cartelization. Moving on to price rigidity or kinked demand curve. The dependency and uncertainty aspects of oligopoly lead to demand curve being indeterminate. Duopoly is an extremely limited case of oligopoly where there are only two firms. The derivation of the kinked demand curve. The first figure shows two demand curves, demand of firm A and demand of firm B. Former is more elastic and the latter is less elastic. The two demand curves intersect at point P and the demand curve has a kink at point T. The TD part of demand curve is more elastic, whereas the TDB part is inelastic. The kink demand curve can be obtained by merging the TD part of firm A and the TDB part of firm B. In the second figure, quantity OM is sold at price OP and price OP is expected to remain rigid or not undergo any further change. Three things pan out. First, reduction in price. If an oligopoly cuts price to below OP to increase product sales, rivals will react quickly to reduce the prices of their products to retain their respective market shares. The gain made by each oligopoly will be marginal, and this weak demand response will lower the elasticity of the TDB part of the demand curve. Next, increase in price. If an oligopoly raises the price to a higher level than OP, customers will move to other oligopolies. A substantial decrease in demand owing to any increase in price above OP increases the elasticity of the DT part of the demand curve. And finally, the aspect of rigid price. The fear of losing market share when price is raised and not gaining much share when price is lowered causes oligopolies to stick to the initial price, resulting in price becoming sticky or rigid. Moving on to the equilibrium of a firm. Demand curve is kinked with a kink at R. The corresponding MR has a discontinuous portion Mn. This discontinuity is caused by the kink, which depends on the relative elasticity of the two segments of the curve. The MC curve passes through Mn, that is discontinuous part of Mr, and the equilibrium output is a point of intersection of MC and Mr. The output corresponding to this point is OQ. The corresponding point on the demand curve, OP, governs price. Any increase or decrease in the MC curve over the discontinuous part of the MR curve does not alter the quantity produced and the price. Thus, the determined price remains right at the kink on the demand curve. Moving on, collusive oligopoly, cartel formation. To avoid price wars as well as to recognize the significance of dependency and uncertainty of the situation, the firms in an oligopoly may behave collusive by forming a cartel. Cartels can be overt or explicit, example the opaque, or implicit. Market sharing cartel. Each member gets exclusive rights to operate in a specific geographic area. Centralized cartel. The cartel decides product, price, allocates output among members and sets the rules for profit sharing. As agreements formed in secrecy, cartelization is among the most detrimental types of anti-competitive business practices. Moving on, collusive oligopoly may take different forms. First, there may be a common sales agency with exclusive rights to sell the commodity of the firms that are party to an agreement. In a perfect cartel, firms surrender their rights to govern output and price to a central administrative agency, which determines how profits are distributed among the members as well. By contrast, in a loose cartel, decisions pertaining to the sharing of output and profit, as well as profit distribution, may be made differently. Two such important methods are market sharing by non-price competition and quotas. Moving on to non-price competition. Oligopolish may resort to non-price competition or covert cheating. Such competition usually manifests as secret discounts, additional facilities, or other secret benefits to retailers or consumers. Where in the quota system, all firms in an oligopoly area agree on the quota of output and price. In this case, the output quota of each firm in the cartel would be contingent on its past records and negotiation skills. Moving on to price leadership. Price leadership is said to occur when the market leader in a certain sector sets the price of goods or services produced by the sector. Types of price leadership. First, dominant firm leadership. In an oligopolistic market, one of the firms may have the advantage of producing a large proportion of the total output. Thus, the dominant firm can assert its power and influence others in setting total output and market price based on market demand. Next, low-cost firm leadership. An oligopoly firm that enjoys low production costs is favorably poised to become an industry leader. It decides the price that other firms with higher production costs are required to accept, and it is left to those firms to find ways of reducing their production cost. Third, barometric price leadership. A large, experienced and respected company serves as a leader based on its qualities. A barometric firm is expected to understand the market and set prices based on demand, cost of production, competition, and so on. Fourth, aggressive price leadership. A large or dominant firm establishes leadership by means of aggressive pricing policies and compels competing firms to accept the set policies. If the followers fail to comply, the aggressive firm imposes its leadership by threatening to push the non-compliant firms out of the market. And finally, there are three limitations of price leadership. First, non-price competition. Second, product differentiation. And third, differences in cost of production. Thank you.